Enjoy Every Sandwich, a short screenplay by Stephen Downes. Interior living room, night. A platter of sandwiches surrounded by untouched party food. A Happy New Year banner on the wall. 90s music playing from a speaker. Alden Schmidt, 37, enters, picking at a handful of nuts.
30 people I invited, and you're the only one that shows up.
Death walks in behind Alden, scythe in hand.
Little early, I might add.
Am I?
Don't check your watch. You don't think I've been keeping track of time? I've been keeping track of time. You'll find out you have a year left to live, and it's hard to do anything but keep track of time.
So, are you ready?
Listen to how you say it so casually. Like we're talking a little trip or something.
You said you'd be ready.
I know, but come on. I mean, is anyone ever really ready? I can't imagine that anyone's ever particularly pleased to see you. No offense.
Alden, we had an agreement.
I know we did.
A year to finish your book.
I know that. I remember that. But I've got to be honest, I'm a little skeptical about that. I mean, I didn't get any sort of written confirmation one way or the other. You know, that seems a little unethical to me considering what we're dealing with, don't you think?
You didn't finish it, did you?
Well, not exactly.
It's always the same.
But I've got a lot of work done, and I've got a lot of good ideas. Kind of world-changing ideas, you know?
Of course you do.
Listen, under any other circumstances, I would have finished it for sure.
Do you have any idea how many times I've heard that?
You can't possibly tell me that it was a fair deal.
You got exactly what you wanted.
Well, of course you would say that. You deal in time. Days and months and years are all you care about.
I really don't have time for this.
I'm just another soul to take for you, aren't I? Human life doesn't mean anything to you, does it? Huh? If it did, you'd be able to see that I got shafted. I mean, what kind of year was that? You know? How could I possibly write a romantic novel with a year like that?
Oh.
It was like the whole world lost its mind. The news was relentlessly awful, so my anxiety is worse than it's ever been. My parakeet flew off and never came back. My wife left me. Turned out she'd been sleeping with her boss, which I always suspected. She would used to tell me I was paranoid, as did my therapist, who it also turned out she was sleeping with, by the way. Ended up moving in with the guy, and he still has the audacity to charge me full price.
If it's any consolation, it's not going to last.
Well, forgive me if I'm not ecstatic about that, but I'm a little preoccupied right now.
Death tries to lean his scythe against the side of the couch, but it keeps slipping on the floor.
Well, will you be careful with that thing?
You have to get it sitting just right.
You're going to put a hole in the couch.
No, I've got it.
That couch cost me a lot of money.
It's fine if I just...
Give it to me, will you? Put it out in the hall.
It's fine. I'll just do this.
Death sits awkwardly, holding his scythe.
You should have finished the book.
Mr. Reaper, just hear me out. You want a sandwich? Eh? Huh? I spent the whole day making all this food, but everything's either burnt or undercooked. But you should be safe with the sandwich.
I can't.
Suit yourself.
Alden puts the platter down, takes a sandwich, sits beside Death and starts to eat it.
Look, all I'm asking is for another 3 months. 6 are the absolute most.
I can't.
Of course you can. You're the Grim Reaper, for God's sake. You know, you're omnipotent.
I don't want to make a big deal about this. I just want to come in and take your soul and move on.
Well, I'm sorry this is such a chore for you, but this is my final scene. Don't you get that? And look at it. It's pathetic. Same music I've been listening to for the last 20 years. Notebook full of half-finished ideas and not one person around the one night of the year where everyone's looking for a place to go. Despite the fact that I clearly stated on the invitation that this new year would be my last. And I spent hours cutting those stupid sandwiches into little triangles, and for what?
Well, unfortunately, the world doesn't revolve around you, and I have a schedule to keep.
You think I care about your schedule?
Did you ever stop to think about how this would make me look?
What are you concerned about your image all of a sudden? Huh? I hate to break it to you, but you're not exactly the top of anyone's Christmas card list.
Well, that's great. Thank you for reminding me of that. Who do you think gets it in the neck if you don't live up to your end of the deal?
What? Do you have like a supervisor or something?
Call it what you want, but they don't care about me. So I can guarantee they don't care about you or your anxiety. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. That was insensitive. It's just that...
What?
It's nothing. I'm fine.
No. Come on, don't be like that. What's wrong?
I've just been having a hard time, that's all. The lists keep getting longer. We haven't recruited in 400 years, so we don't get the time that we used to. I don't remember the last time I had a day off, so I guess you could say it's starting to get to me. I know that probably sounds stupid.
No, not at all.
Can you hold this?
Death passes Alden the scythe.
I'm just not sure if I'm cut out for this anymore. I don't know. Maybe I never was.
Oh, come on. Don't say that. That's not true.
Yes, it is.
It's not. Look, you're the Grim Reaper.
Oh, you're just saying that.
Oh, no, I mean it. You are. I get it. I used to have a job like that too. All they care about was the numbers. They couldn't have cared less about the people on the ground like us. Yeah? But you can't let them get to you. No, you deserve better than that. You deserve better than that. I mean, have you ever thought about doing something else?
Like what?
I don't know. Off the top of my head, I bet you've got plenty of transferable skills.
Look at me. Do I look like I have any transferable skills?
Well, you have your list, right? So you've got to be pretty organized. Yeah? You've got lots of experience dealing with the public. See, it's not that bad. Why don't you do that? Why don't you quit? You can come live with me until you find a place of your own. I'll help you find a job.
I see what you're trying to do.
What?
You know what? It's been the same for as long as I can remember. Always trying to get another day, or another month, or another year. thinking that if you just had one more chance, you'd finally live the life you always wanted and do the things you always meant to, but somehow never quite got around to.
Death reaches to take his scythe from Alden. Alden holds on. Death snatches it.
You people spend your whole life waiting for a new one to begin. And when that moment comes, you all want to cling to the one you had all along. Because yes, life might well be full of pain and heartache, missed opportunities, and complete and utter misery. But it's not until that final moment before your new life begins that you realize it's all over much too soon, and that you'd give anything to do it over again. Whether I gave you another 3 months, or 6 months, or 6 years, you'd only spend it in the same way you spent the last year.
I did really try to write that book, you know.
I know.
And I really did have great ideas, or at least good ideas.
I know you did.
It was just that every time I sat down to write something, she was all I could ever think about. I thought about her more since she left than I ever did when she was here, which I guess might have been the problem in the first place. I really miss that parakeet, you know.
A New Year countdown bleeds through the walls. 10, 9.
So, what now?
Now we go.
Where?
You'll see when you get there. It won't take long.
What's it like?
2, 1.
Happy New Year!
You don't have anything to worry about.
Death reaches for the door handle.
Are you sure you don't want a sandwich? They're really terrible.
Why don't you take one and try to enjoy it this time?
Alden takes a sandwich.
Really? Is this how it's going to go?
Death opens the door. Alden follows him out into the hall.
I don't come up with it. I've just to be here when it happens.
The end.